Hello everyone, and welcome to this spooky one-shot. I currently don't have a name for it. Hopefully we'll figure out the name by the end of this, what I should call it. Alright. So, where we're starting is, it's actually a place in the world I have established. I'll bring up the map. I always forget one thing before we start, and it's the map. Do 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 do. Roll the map. Where it be? Screen share. Gaze into infiniteness. There we go. So, you guys are here in this area of the world where my mouse is. There's a small town near there. It's currently unnamed. I didn't come up with a name yet. If you guys want to come up with a name, you can. But for now, it's just a small village. And your character can either be from that small village, or you can be someone who's heard of it from the bards, which basically function as magical internet. They send messages through the magical ley lines, and other bards can access it using magic. And this area, there have been people who have been going missing in this area. It's a specific location in the woods that people have been going missing. So you're not sure what's in this location. It's part of the wooded layer, which is mostly forest, evergreen trees, that sort of thing. So, let me see. Yeah, that's where you guys are. Let's see. So, people have been going missing from the village in this specific location. So, if you're from, basically you're just going to go look for your fellow village mates, or
So we're already grouped up and together, right?
yeah, I'm going to get to that in a second. And if you're from afar, then you've just heard of it from bards that gained access to the information of that area, and you're interested in what might be there, or you're interested in rescuing people. So basically, you guys are together. The only choice that I'm going to get you to make at this point is whether you're from the village, so you lived in this forest area for a little while, and other members of the village have been going missing, or if you're from further away.
I'm from further away.
All right.
I moved here. Transplant.
All right. So, if you're from here, you would know a little bit more than people who are from further away. So, what you know is that there is currently a bunch of your village mates have gone missing, and it's a specific circular area within the forest. It seems like you can almost you guys have almost mapped it out, because animals seem to be avoiding it and that sort of thing. But when a person goes in there, they never seem to return. Let's see. So the area that is it's encircled by logs that seem to be laying down between the trees, and you're not too sure much about it other than that. Let's see. There, even most of your guards from the village have gone to try to see if they can locate the people. They have not returned either. So it's a pretty big situation. Let's see. If you're from elsewhere, you would know basically that there's bounties out on trying to figure on information regarding the area. So if you can find anything out and then manage to come back out of the area, you can make a lot of coin. Yeah, so that it's pretty vague at the moment. So currently you are in a horse-drawn carriage type thing. It's sort of like what's the word? I can't think of the word. It basically goes from town to town, sort of thing, and it's taking you to the area. So a little bit before this, in the town, just a little flashback. In the town, there were a bunch of bounty hunters that came to the village. That since the word got out on basically the interwebs of this world, the Leyline Magical Communication Network, that there's a bounty on information. A bunch of people did come to the area, and they were all meeting with the head of the village, so the village leader, and they were trying to figure out where the exact location was. For some reason, you two got grouped together as a sort of scouting mission to see if if it's worth sending anybody else in there. You being one of you being local for at least a little while. You're relatively familiar with the area, although you do have a guide, which is currently moving the carriage, which is currently enclosed, completely enclosed except for windows on either side. So on one side there's a large praying mantis looking creature that is just sort of laying on taking up the entire side of the seat. And on the other side is
Should I
a
describe myself or?
I can let you do that if you wish.
Yeah.
Just give me a second. So there's another humanoid on the other side. I'll let you guys describe each other if you want to. And you're currently just sitting in the carriage waiting to get close to this area. So you guys can have a little bit of you guys can speak a little bit or describe yourselves or do anything that you want to get across to the other person to make sure that they know about your character.
Okay.
So I'll say that Ben goes first.
My character is a lot human-looking person. You see that he has a bunch of burnt marks all over his body, but they seem to be covered in a thin layer of ice. That's yeah. And other than that, he looks pretty humanoid, but he's clearly not a human.
Okay. Desert-colored praying mantis.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah. So just a little bit more. Since mine is a custom race, it's kind of hard to describe unless if you know exactly what you're picturing. So it's more of like camouflaged spots, some slightly darker brown and some lighter brown. This species is from the desert, as she said, and for some reason it's come over to this forested area. So if you guys wish to have a little bit of role play before this starts, you can get into that.
My
So what you
character
have?
looks. My
Okay,
character looks to yours. I don't talk a lot.
maybe you should do something about that. So why have you come here?
Reasons. I just realized that was a bad choice. Um, reasons. It's not safe anywhere. Should be with people.
Doesn't seem like this is a very safe area, though.
Nowhere safe. Do you like music?
Fair enough. Music?
Do you like music?
Not in particular.
Big smile, or what you assume is a smile, comes across her face as she busts out her harmonica.
Yeah, so just a little bit of DM input. You are a large. I say that you're pretty large in size. So you're sort of just sprawled out over the other side of the coach from him. That's the word I was looking for, coach.
Oh, we're in a coach.
Yes, like a horse-drawn
Okay.
coach. And you're just sort of sprawled out and sort of lazily have your arms folded. And then when you say to bring out the harmonica, you have a little pack on the side of your body, and you just sort of reach and knock it out, and then you pick it up elegantly, and then you start playing the harmonica. So you guys are going down the road, and this carriage is being horse-drawn.
Can I roll to see how well I perform it?
Sure, if you want to.
Yeah. Not great. Not great at all.
Yeah, at the moment it seems like it's a bit bumpy in the road. You're having a bit of a hard time keeping it steady, so it's
My
not
hair
coming out
sucks.
as
I
good
put it
as you
away.
would hope. Yeah, so outside your windows, you can see that you're getting deeper into the forest rather than a clearing area. You're getting into a more heavily wooded area. Evergreen trees on either side, like an ocean of green on either side. So you're going down a road, and it's quite bumpy at this particular section. Um, your guide is on top of the coach, and he's currently like getting the horses to move. And he says, and he sort of bangs on the top of the thing to get you guys' attention. He says, "Nearly there. Get ready."
Harmonica playing intensifies.
Get ready for what? I ask him.
Well, not sure. People don't come back, so.
Okay, so we're headed to the place, not the town, right?
Yeah,
We left the
you
town.
guys
Okay.
were at the town. Your character was vying for a spot to get there first because not everybody wanted to get there first, but they want to get information about this place to get the bounty for money. That's probably why you're here, to see if you can find out anything about this location. It wasn't this particular area. It wasn't always like people were going through this area before, and then all of a sudden people started going missing. So it's not entirely obvious what's happening. So this guy who's taking you there has gone through this area before, but when people started going missing, he stopped going there. But now he's leading you there because uh, it's it's part of his job. He's like a forester or something. So he's leading you there. Uh, If you have any questions for him, he's outside the carriage window, so if you want to, you can just sort of talk a little bit loudly and he'll hear you. But
is there any way we could see out clearly from the carriage? Or...
yeah, there are the windows which don't have glass in them or anything. You can just sort of peek your head out and look around if you want.
I'll do that.
All right, perception check. All right, with a 20, you get that. You see a deer sitting or standing in the wooded area outside of your carriage, and it's just sort of moving along leisurely, and then it seems like it's not bothered by your carriage or your coach taking you through. It seems like it's used to that sort of thing passing by and knows that it's not going to hurt it. But it looks off to the opposite direction from your coach, as if it sees something, and then it just bolts.
I look over where it was seeing.
Okay.
To try and find.
You look over and you see it's slightly more obscured in that location than it was. Then like if you look at a tree that's about the same distance away, except not in that direction, you can see it clearly. But when you go to look where the deer was looking, it looks sort of blurry, like you can't see.
I tell the carriage to stop.
All right.
There's something out there.
He slows the horses down and he says, "What do you see?"
I point over in that direction. There's some kind of magic there.
He's on the seat above you, so he looks his head down and he sees that your arm is extending out, pointing, and he just glances over and he says, "I don't see anything. Maybe I need some glasses or something, but I don't see anything."
Can I also look out the window?
Sure, you can look where he's pointing, and you see the blurriness in that specific spot.
Let's. Do you want to get out here? Or do you want to go to the log area?
Could I make like a check to see if I would know any causes to why it would be blurry?
Arcana, possibly.
Arcana. 4.
You don't know.
It seems suspicious. I'd like to check it.
It seems suspicious, but you don't know what it is.
So yeah, I'll exit the cart.
Alright, so he sees you get out, and he says, "I'm not getting paid by the hour, hurry it up."
So yeah, I'll definitely head towards there.
I skedaddle with him.
Alright, so you skitter out of there. You have 4 legs, so you can sort of step your front 2 legs down and then more easily get down out of the thing. So you're headed straight towards the blurry spot?
I'm not like trying to enter the blurry spot. I'm trying to circle it to see if there's only one spot, like, or
okay,
if there's only like one tree, or.
So you're not heading directly towards it. You're sort of heading at an angle towards it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. It seems like as you get close to it, it starts to shimmer a little bit and then dissipates as if it was never there.
Did you see that? I asked the Yeah, what's they called again?
Praying mantis thing.
Yeah, praying mantis. Yeah, praying mantis. Yeah, sorry.
The race is called Manti. So
Manti. Okay.
So you would know that that's what the race is called, regardless of whether you know her name or not.
Just call me Manny.
I could call you Grasshopper. That's the Norwegian one.
All right, so you both saw it. You were both looking at it when it dissipated.
To see if I know anything about it.
Sure, you can try.
Yep, nothing.
No. It bewilders you more than it bewilders him, seems.
Yeah.
So dissipated, and the guy at the coach is getting impatient. He's visibly sighing and that sort of thing, but you can't hear him from that distance that you are.
I'm just gonna get closer and try and see if I can figure out anything, if there's anything left or.
Okay, investigation of that specific spot, since it's gone. Alright, you look and you touch it, and you touch near the area where it was, and you look at your fingers, and it looks like there's magic residuum, which is stuff that whenever magic is used, it stays there. It's kind of like a fog almost. It usually dissipates after a minute or two. So since you got there quick enough, you managed to see that there's a bit of residuum there. So there was
Magic was
definitely something.
definitely used there.
Yeah. So you obviously there was some sort of magic in the area.
Yeah, that's what I tell you as well.
Okay. Want to just keep going farther into the wood, or do you want to screw around here?
I can't seem to figure out anything more from this, but we should be on the lookout.
I don't think we're going to get much more information either. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So you guys get back into the carriage, and he says, "Finally, we can get going again." And he whips the horses going a little bit faster now, since he wants to get this. It seems like he had a time frame that he wants to keep. So he's going a little bit faster. The horses are going faster. Let's see. So after about 2 or 3 minutes, you guys were just recently got back in, and you're just getting back into the feeling that we're sitting down. We have a little bit more ways to go. Suddenly, the horses start going faster and faster and faster, and the man goes, "Whoa, whoa, what?" And he seems entirely confused as to what's going on. And let's see. Um, I'll give you guys a chance to react at this point, if you wish.
So the horses are getting out of control, is that it?
Yeah, they seem to be going way too fast, and the guy seems confused, so it's not something that he's telling them to do.
Well, if you want to do anything first.
No, just probably steady myself because we're probably going to crash or something.
Alright, so you can ready yourself. I'll say that if you ready yourself, I'll say that you have advantage on the next dexterity saving throw, in case you need to steady yourself, that sort of thing.
So yeah, I will. I have been looking out the window the entire way after we found that blurry nest. Do I see anything, like any creatures that might have scared them?
Alright, so roll another perception. Just for the way there. You've been noticing that sometimes it seems like something blurry passes by, but it's nothing that stays in one place. It seems like it just goes by, and you just continue on, and you may have assumed before that it was just something that's native to this area, but now that the horses are speeding up, you can decide what your suspicions might give you.
I ask him, can you get your horses under control? Or do you need help with that?
He says, they're just speeding up. I pull back on them and they just, he seems to be indicating that he's trying to slow them down. Like if you were in a car, he's hitting the brakes and nothing's happening.
Can I use Ray of Frost without trying to kill them? Just slow them?
You can do non-lethal damage to them.
Non-lethal damage to them, sure. 21.
Those hit the horses.
And they're slowed by 15 because of my archetype.
Alright, so 15. 12 damage. One of the horse. How many targets can you hit with Ray of Frost?
I think it's single target.
Alright, so you hit one of the horses, and the horse just goes unconscious from that. So, the entire cart starts to careen through the air. So, dexterity saving throws from both of you to see if you stay.
Good thing you had that advantage.
Yeah. Just gonna roll for the guy on top.
Whoops, we killed our NPC.
He did not. He unfortunately did not. So he didn't expect you to kill or attack his horses at all. So
I was slowing.
You were trying to, but you did too much damage to them, so you knocked him out. You used a little bit too much magic on him. So the entire thing starts to careen through the air. Luckily, both of you managed to find, splay yourself out so that way you can stabilize yourself, that sort of thing, within this careening ball of death at this point. Unfortunately, your driver was not as lucky. Alrighty. Already something bad's happening. Didn't even get to the spooky part yet. He took 11 damage, and he is unconscious and dying at this point, because he wasn't a very strong guy. So the horse, the one that you hit the Ray of Frost on, is completely motionless. It's stuck in place, but unconscious. It's not dead or anything, it's just unconscious. So it's frozen in place, and it's still alive. But the other horse, because of the way that everything jerked around and it's got its bridle on, it's going to take some damage as well. Unfortunately. Let's see. It is also unconscious, but this one is dying because it violently got its neck jerked around. Okay, so you guys are careening. The carriage is now in a rolling free fall. It turns out that you just inopportunely made this thing go into start crashing because there was a cliff nearby, and you are now falling down the cliffside. I'm gonna need 2 more dexterity saving throws.
This is great.
Shit.
Alright, so...
Yeah.
Alright,
I had a 7 for both of them. Awesome.
Yeah.
Also,
right.
I guess that might be too late, but is the guy within 30 feet of me the guy that fell off and got knocked unconscious and is dying?
He would have been but you were sort of rolling around, so if you want to do anything, any rolls you would make would be at disadvantage.
Okay, so I would like to just misty step towards him.
Alright. I'll say that you didn't have to do the dexterity saving throw if you wanted to just use Misty Step.
Okay, so yeah,
'Cause
the
that's a
form.
spell.
Yeah, that's a spell.
Alright, so
So
you can
the
use a
form,
spell to get out of this situation if you wanted to, so you can just...
the form kind of just freezes and chatters, and I appear next to him.
Alright, fair enough. Yeah, but your Manti friend is still having to deal with that.
It looked a
Alright,
bit sturdier. I think it's fine.
alright. So, we'll deal with, your Misty Step, since that was technically taking place when you were steadying yourself in the carriage. So, you're there, you're standing next to him, he's unconscious, and he has a very big gash on his head. He looks
I
like he's
will,
gonna die without intervention.
I will give him one of my healing potions.
Alright, so you give him a healing potion, and he starts to rouse to consciousness, and as that's happening, so he's fully healed. He's not very strong. So with that, he's fully healed.
Yeah.
Let's see. So your other friend, you are getting knocked around inside this thing. Still. Take 5 damage. This is force damage because you're technically just getting knocked around, so it's technically pure force. So you're getting knocked around. I'll come back to you. You're getting knocked around. What do you want to do? Do you have anything that you can do at this point, or do you just want to stay in this thing and ride it out till it stops?
I'll just ride it out.
All right, another dexterity saving throw.
I shouldn't have done that. 19.
All right. This time you manage to stabilize yourself. You sort of try to stick your bladed arms into the ceiling of this thing, which is pretty thin, and you just stick your arms in there and stabilize yourself so that way you don't get knocked around as much. And unfortunately, that is not the end of your troubles.
What?
There is a rock at the bottom of the chasm, which collides into the carriage, crushing it, and you take 20 points of force damage from the crushing of the carriage at the bottom of the ravine.
I may be barbarian, but I don't have a lot of hit points.
Yeah. I got pretty much maximum on my dice, so that was unlucky for you in that one. So, are you still up? Still conscious? Okay. You are now in a crumpled version of what was once your the carriage you were riding in, and you're stuck in there for the moment. We'll go back to your other two friends. You're sitting there. He's rousing to consciousness, and when you fed him the potion, the gash on his head just knits up and closes, and looks like it was never even there. He looks around a bit and he says, "What the hell just happened?"
I apologize. I thought your horses was a bit sturdier. And I reached down to help him up.
He gets up and he looks over to the other horse that is currently dying. He's gonna walk over and see if he can do anything. He's technically got medical training.
I will go check on the manticore. No, not manticore. Mantis.
All right.
Yeah.
You look down the ravine. You see as the last second of that happens, and it just collides with the rock and crumples.
So yeah, I'll dash down.
All right, so you're down. I'll say that you're getting down there, but you're being careful not to slip and fall. You know there's sharp rocks down there, so you're not gonna just jump down there. So I'll say that in another turn or two you'll be down there. He's gonna check on his horse. Just gonna see if he gets above 10, which he does. So the dying horse, he manages to figure out what hurt it and sort of get it back into a reasonable place. It's going to be resting for another hour before it gets a hit point, but it'll be alive at least. And the other, he goes to check on the other horse, but the other horse is alive. It's just sort of got a little bit of ice around it. Place. So, yes, you're stuck in the carriage. What do you wish to do?
Get out of the carriage.
All right, so the doors seem like they're bent in an unnatural position. So, and the windows are crumpled shut. So your only hope at this point is to either break open another part of it or break the door open. So,
Whack, whack.
all right, you can hit it, or you can use strength to just push it, but you can hit it if you want.
I tried to hit it.
9 just barely hits. So,
do you want me to roll damage?
Yes, this is a damage thing. Alright, so you manage to cleave a hole through it and you manage to pry it open a little bit. You can get part of your body out, but you'd have to use a strength check to pry it completely open.
Just a regular strength?
Athletics, I'll give it to you. Alright, 9. No, it's too stuck in place.
I'm stronger than this.
You'll have to try again next turn.
Okay.
All right, so you're about halfway down the cliff at this point, I'll say. So that way you can get down a little bit. You're halfway down before your turn starts. So, and you see that the door seems to be. You hear like the breaking of wood, like somebody's trying to get out of it.
Okay.
So do you wish to just continue down?
I'll continue down.
All right. So I'll say that you're at the bottom, but you can't do anything else this turn.
Yeah.
All right. So you see. You're stuck inside. You're prying it open, and you can see that you're the person who was inside the carriage with you is climbing down. So you may have help in a minute if you need it. So you're prying this thing. Another strength or athletics, I mean.
Me or?
Yeah. You're in the thing. You can see him coming down, and yeah. So 15 will get it this time. So the wood breaks, and you just carelessly just rip it apart, and you just climb out. And you can see your friend just barely got down to the bottom of the ravine.
Okay.
So you two are standing face to face, pretty much.
I'd high five you, but it'd probably hurt.
Are you all right? I didn't mean for all that to happen. I thought the horses was sturdier.
It's funny. And then my character just hops out of the leftovers of the carriage.
Yeah, which is easy enough. You've ripped the door in half, so.
It was funny. Let's do this again sometime.
Very well then.
Alright, so I just noticed that you're going to have a problem. You don't have hands to climb back up the ravine, and it's higher than 2 feet. So you won't be able to make it back up onto the road unless if you find another path up to the road.
So in my bag is rope. Can you, unless you have rope, you might have to pull me up.
I have rope, but I'm not very strong. I can try.
I don't have hands, so I'm strong-ish, but I can't pull me up.
I'll...
Well, you could use your arms to stick into the wall, sort of thing, to climb, help.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
Seems
I'll
good.
say that you can use the help action for him, or yeah, the help action for him because it's on him.
Okay.
Actually, I have a set of manacles. Can I tie one of them on my hand and one on her hand and try and help her up?
You can do that, but you risk chance of taking damage of your arm getting pulled out of the socket
Ah, okay.
because she is quite heavy. So your arm might get pulled out of the socket if you do that.
If you try to pull me up, I can dig in and help you pull me up.
So basically, you would have advantage on your
Yeah,
rolls.
I will try it with a rope first then.
All right, so we'll say 2 turns pass, you manage to get back up.
Yeah.
You let the rope down. Your carriage driver comes back over and he says, "You're pretty reckless, huh?" And he's standing right
I
next to you.
am
Since
not used to traveling by land.
it's fine at this point. And he starts helping. He stands next to you and he's trying to be a stabilizer for the rope. So technically you would have advantage anyway, but you have advantage twice over, which is just advantage. So
Yeah. I'm
so
gonna
he's going to
do
try to help you.
athletics. -1.
All right, 11. You get her about 25% of the way up. You're still not having too much luck getting her up. But it took you less about 10 seconds to get her that high.
Yeah, I'll just keep going on.
All right, another one. All right, so this time you're managing to summon your strength and pull harder this time, and you manage to get her so that way she can reach up and use her scythe-like arms to hook into the top and pull herself up. So you basically see ka-chink, ka-chink as she pulls herself up. So you guys are back on the road.
Yep.
We're just walking.
Should we
So you
wait for
guys
the
are just
horses?
I can't ride one.
Oh, that's true.
What is
Alright.
your walking speed?
Normal?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
30. Like,
What? How fast do horses go?
60.
Horses?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
No, 40. 40.
They go
Or
40?
60. I think they might go 40 actually. No, I'm not sure. I
I'll
don't
double,
even know.
I'll double
I
check.
think it's 60. I think you're right. If you want, we can wait for the horses. I'm just a little bit slower than them.
Are you doing all right? Do you need a rest?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a little less than halfway down.
You're still doing pretty good though.
Yes, I am.
But it's up to you guys, whatever you want to do.
If we rest here, though, short rest and wait for the horses to recover, and then we continue on.
Short
I
rest would
just
be an hour. The one horse that was medically tended to would have 1 HP at that point. So that horse would be recovered at least 1 HP. The other one, I'll say that at the same time it will have 1 HP as well, just to make it easier. You just have to wait for the
I
guys to
look
melt.
over to the NPC. I don't remember his name, if you said it.
He didn't tell you his name.
Okay.
He's just curmudgeoned and he just wants to get this job done.
It's your horses, so why don't you decide?
Well, at least they made it out of this alive. Doesn't really matter. I could start heading back if you guys decide to head forward. It's not too far from here. He says it's about a half hour's walk, but with the horses, you guys would have been there in a couple minutes.
Well then, we can walk the rest of the way.
If you don't mind, I might just take this stuff back, my horses back, and cut my losses on this one.
Okay.
So he's just gonna sit by the horses.
Yeah.
Recover.
So wait, did he get? Who did he get paid from and all that? Like for the cart and everything. Did we hire him personally, or
the mayor of the town pays him to do menial jobs like this, like lead people through the forest, that sort of thing. But
Okay.
he gets paid by the job. He doesn't get paid by how long it takes.
Yeah. So I'll assume the mayor will fix up this.
Yeah. Hopefully he has insurance, but that's technically not your problem, right? So,
I don't think they have insurance in the States.
A regular draft horse moves 40, and a riding horse moves 60, and a war horse goes 60 as well. So
Yeah.
I'd say that he has regular draft horses because they're cheaper.
So yeah, I'm ready to leave, but if you need a break, I can keep watch.
No, let's keep. You know what? Yeah, let's take an hour break.
So you're sitting with this guy as he's sitting next to his horse, which is frozen mid-gallop, and the other horse, which is currently laying on the ground, recovering from its neck injury from the whiplash.
I try to help the horse by turning if it still has ice on it. I try to turn it into water and let it run away. I can do that with safe water, I think.
We're taking an hour break, right? Or a short rest?
Yeah.
Oh.
So what was it that you wanted to do with the water?
Just unfreeze it.
Okay.
If there's any frost on him.
Oh, okay. So you just wanted to get rid of the water that was on him.
Yeah.
That's fine. It would have melted anyway, and he would have been fine because of the way that you used the spell. But you can allow it to unfreeze. It's still unconscious, so it can't run away. So it still has to wait the hour.
Yeah. I'm just trying to help the horses and keep watch around.
Alright, so the horse is no longer mid-gallop. You sort of put the guy and you just put your hands on it to allow it to lay on the ground. So they're both fine. They'll recover, but you'll have to be careful with them because they aren't at full health when they start to go back, so it'll be fine. So you healed if you were using that to heal.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a +3, so 10 plus 3 is 13, plus 6. So that's what you've healed so far that I can see, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you healed 13, is that all you wanted to heal?
I did it.
You know,
I
you
did
can
it twice.
always just, you don't have to roll it like that. You can just click the hit dice number in your sheet.
Oh,
And you
okay.
can keep track of how many you have. Because you have 5 total.
Well, you rolled 2. If that's all you wanted to roll, then we'll move on. But is that all you wanted to roll was 2?
Yeah. I have. I'm down only 6 hit points right now.
Okay, it's up to you. I was just asking. So.
Wait, you know
Let's
what?
see.
I'll do it again. Cool, that's easy.
It says that
Why
your
is it
hit dice are
D4
D4.
plus 3? If you have a custom class on, then you need to set your
Wait.
hit dice.
Yeah, you need to change your hit dice on your.
I thought I did.
Oh well.
That's just easier. There we go. Full health.
Yeah, there you go. That's fine.
Okay, let's rock and roll.
Okay, so you guys rested up. The horses recover a little bit, and he gets on one of them and he grabs the bridle of the other one to lead it with him, and he says, "Good luck with your adventure, I guess." And he leaves. So it's just the two of you.
Yeah.
So you guys are just gonna walk, or are you gonna do anything at this point?
I have no
Do we
problem
see
walking.
any? Oh,
What were you gonna say, Ben?
do we see any shimmering trees around there? Like we have been there for a while, so I would have seen.
Okay, so you can roll perception checks while the rest
Okay.
was happening. One perception check will be fine. Yeah, it seems like there's things moving through the forest that are the same shimmery thing, but you're not sure what they are. There's multiples of them.
I try to approach one of them again to see if the same thing happens.
Alright, so you're gonna go towards one of them during your rest or after the rest?
If there, yeah, let's say after rest. Sure, why not?
Okay. Although for you it doesn't really matter, you didn't have damage on you, but it doesn't matter. So you, after your rest, you walk up, and let's see. Actually, I need to roll something. I almost forgot to do that. Roll. It just continues along its path.
How
Doesn't seem
close
like
am I?
it's. You're about 20 feet away, and it's moving about 10 feet per turn.
Have I had a closer look? Can I do another check to see if I can figure it out?
Yeah,
Or
you can investigate it from a distance.
yeah.
So you can do that.
So investigation, you said?
Yeah.
8.
You have no idea what this thing could be. Although you do see that it seems to be, its essence is almost like the residuum you saw. It's almost as if it's made of that. Other than that, you have no idea.
I approach it and I say, hello. What are you?
So how far away are you from it?
I was 20 feet, so I just walk like I'm walking towards it.
Okay, so I'll say you're 10 feet away, just because you're walking towards it while you're talking. Okay. So it seems to do that shimmer that you saw before, and it vanishes.
I'm just thinking maybe they're sentient because they seem to leave when they see me.
There are like 2 more in the area if you want to try to expect things or do something else.
I try again to just approach one and greet it.
All right, you try the same thing happens, unfortunately.
Yeah.
As
The
soon as you
last
speak
one.
it, the last one.
The last one I will try to sneak up on.
Okay. You going to stealth?
I can get in within 30 feet pretty easily, right? I've done so
Yeah.
on other ones.
Yeah.
I would like to misty step right in front of it.
All right. That happens. If you have to use a spell to do that, I don't know. But
Yeah.
if you have to, then you use it and you get in front of it, and it just sort of stops, and then it starts moving quickly towards you because you're within 5 feet of it. Let's see.
I say hello. What are you?
And it quickly moves towards you. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to do anything. It just passes through you and then vanishes.
Huh. So it went straight through me, right?
Yeah. It acted as if you weren't there, and it moved like 5 feet behind you, and then it vanished.
I go back to the Mantis.
Alright. So you guys are continuing walking. The forester guy over the hour gave you detailed descriptions of where to go. So you're easily able to find it. So you're about 5 feet, or not 5 feet. I'll say 50 feet. I'll give you 50 feet. You're 50 feet away from the area that was described. It has the logs between the trees, and it seems to be forming some sort of shape, but it's too big for you to see.
Just so you know, I would have informed the Mantis about my discovery. That one of them was almost like a ghost. It went straight through me.
Alright.
Okay.
So she is aware of that. So you guys are 50 feet away from there. I'll just give you some space so that way, in case you want to do something on the outside of it before you go in.
So what do you suggest?
I have no idea. Calling them forth for a birthday party? Like, what? Why do they keep doing what they're doing?
Whose
Wanna just-
birthday is it?
Obviously the head ghoul.
The ghoul?
Yeah, the head ghoul.
The ghoul. I didn't know there was any ghouls there.
It's always ghouls. So, see if we can follow him.
I don't see him though.
You have better vision than I do.
I
Try
look around
again.
for a ghoul.
Alright, perception check. See if you can see this thing that she's talking about.
19.
Ah, snap, good roll.
You don't see the thing that she's talking about, but you do see those other things. They seem to be gathering in this area.
Yeah, it's a birthday party.
Huh. Are they ghouls? Or
No, that's the person that's having the party. That's his birthday.
but what are the other creatures? I mean,
The ghosties.
ghosts.
Yeah, why not?
I tried to greet the other ghosts, but they just ran away.
You weren't invited. We're crashing.
Yeah, no, but that was a while ago.
We're not quite there. So
Should we go up and greet them then?
let's try.
I start walking up.
Alright, so they seem to be gathering at the edge of this thing. Whatever the logs are supposed to indicate, the shape that they're supposed to indicate, like an area maybe. They seem to be gathering on the outside of the logs. So as you begin to approach one. Let's see. Actually, the closest one seems to shimmer a little bit and then vanishes, and the other ones seem to be just gathering around still.
They're all just leaving.
Say that again?
They're all just leaving. As soon as
Party
they
must
see
be
me.
over. Oh, it's probably a surprise party, but the surprise is over.
Maybe we'll have better luck with the ghoul. I start walking
Probably.
toward the party.
Walk, walk, walk.
Alright, so you guys are entering the log area?
Yeah.
Alright. So as soon as you step over the logs, I'm gonna need you both to make a wisdom saving throw.
No. Hey, not bad. I didn't die.
Alright, so Manti. The Manti does not suffer the effect. Okay, so as you cross over the threshold of this thing, whatever the shape is, you begin to start getting hazy in your head. But then the Manti shakes it off. Unfortunately, the other one doesn't. But you don't know what's happened yet. You feel like something affected your head, but you can't figure out what it is yet. Nothing is happening in front of you or anything.
I think somebody was trying to speak with me.
Was that the invitation?
I don't know. Do they speak the invitations through your head?
I don't know. We're crashing.
I guess we're
Right.
still walking towards it.
Alright, so you're walking in towards the middle of this area?
Yeah.
Alright. So both of you are walking?
Can I do an Arcana check?
Sure, you can try.
Okay. I don't know anything.
Well, you don't know what just happened. You have no idea. Seems like you're not very trained in the magical arts. Alright. So, you continue along.
Mhm.
There's forest everywhere. It seems like there isn't too much of a difference between where the marking was and where it's not, except for that thing, whatever happened. It doesn't seem like there's any difference between where you were and where you're now continuing. It's just forest, more forest, nothing odd about it. When eventually, as you continue walking towards the center of this thing, this shape that seems to be marked off, in the middle of this you see a hut of some sort. It looks like a hunting lodge, maybe. It's got wooden sides and a thatched roof, and it's just sitting there. It looks like it's a one-room sort of deal. And it's got a wooden door on it, and it's just sitting in the middle of a very, very, very small clearing. Other than that, it's just more forest.
Shall we go ask the ghouls if you have seen any missing people?
Let's go. Yeah.
Alright, so you guys approach the little hut.
The front door.
Alright, so the door is in front of you.
I knock.
Okay. You knock on the door. No answer.
Can you open the door? I don't think I can.
You mean like break in?
No, just open.
Or just open? I tried to open the handle.
Alright, you grab the handle. It's unlocked. You can open it.
I open it.
Alright, you push it open. It's open.
And I look towards
What's
the mountains.
I bend down. What's inside?
Alright, you can try to look inside. If you don't have dark vision, you cannot see inside.
Okay, I don't have
I
dark
cast
vision.
light.
Alright, so what are you casting light on?
My forehead, because why not?
Okay, you can cast it on yourself. I'll say that that's fine. As long as you have an item on you, you can cast it on the item. So I'll say that you can cast it on yourself. That's fine.
Yeah.
So the light shines off of you, and as you creak open the door a little bit more, it it seems like it hasn't been oiled in a while. It's sort of creaks a lot, the hinges. And you look in, you see bloodied hunting implements. So perhaps somebody went hunting with these implements. It's dried blood. It's not fresh or anything. So like there's like a spear that looks like it was for spear fishing maybe. It's got blood dried and crusted on it. Um, there's some other things like a bow and arrow, and the arrows have blood on them, that sort of thing. You can see that just in the entryway. It seems like the tools are just haphazardly set around. There's knives, that sort of thing, just laying around everywhere. You walk in. To your right, there is a little bed area. So perhaps if it got late and the person who owns this cabin got tired, they could just rest there. And on the other side is like a hunting, like a prepping the animals area. There is currently an animal of some sort hanging from two hooks. The legs are spread open so that way you could. It looks like somebody was gutting this animal, and in the middle of it just didn't finish. It looks like there's flies and that sort of thing emanating from it. It smell if you get a little bit closer to it, you can smell that it's completely gone bad. Um, so this must have been here for quite a while. It's a medium-sized animal, so maybe a deer or something like that. But the head is gone and the skin is off of it, so you can't exactly tell what type of animal it is just by looking at it. Um, yeah, there's like a little kitchen in that area that you could cook stuff in as well. But it looks like those are the main things that are in this area.
Gross. Okay. Go. I kind of crouch down and I tap with my scythe army things the floor.
All right, so you're trying to see if there's like an area below the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so an investigation check. All right, with the 17, that's sufficient. You eventually get to this part that seems to be covered in an animal's skin of some sort, but the head is not on the skin itself, so it's just sort of like a brownish animal skin on the floor that has like little white hairs and those sorts of things on it. And you just sort of tap on that, and you can tell that there's definitely a hollow space underneath that particular section of the floor.
All right. I turn to other character whose name I don't know. Well, Ben's character. What's his name? Yeah.
Cryodrius.
Cryodius? No, wait. Cryodrius.
Yeah, sure.
Cryodrius.
Cryodrius.
You can call him Cry, is what I would do. But...
Sure.
Cryodrius?
Yeah, I guess I have a dialect.
Say it one more time.
Kryodrius.
Okay, Criodries. Like, not even gonna try.
All right, that's his name, so you can call him whatever you want.
All right, hey
Whatever.
Creo.
Yes?
So, do you want to smash the floor and see what's underneath, or do you want to have respect for whoever lives here?
I don't think we should smash his floor on his birthday.
I don't think this is where the party's at, though.
I tried to remove the rug to try and open it normally.
All right, so you remove the treated skin of the animal that was on the floor. You just sort of move it and throw it like a rug.
There's a door
And
there.
I'm careful with it. I'm careful with it.
okay, if you're careful with it, it's going to be the same thing, which is why I didn't
Yeah.
specify it. But you just sort of move it, and there's a trapdoor there. It's got the stereotypical round handle that you would just grab and pull it open with.
I didn't even think about moving it. I was like, let's just break the floor.
Well,
So yeah,
it's
I
there.
try and open it. This is what you found, right?
Yeah.
That's
I
what
don't.
she found.
I don't think I can open it. You're gonna have to open it.
I open it unless it's locked.
You pull on the handle, and it pulls open easily enough.
I stick my head down to see what I see. The light should follow.
All right, so yes, the light is on your forehead. I'll say that's fine. You can see. It looks like a cellar of some sort, but even with the light, I think that only gives you 20.
20 feet, yeah.
Doesn't it? Yeah, you can't see the entire area down here, but it looks like it's a root cellar, possibly. It's just dirt floor, and it just looks like a hollowed out dirt area.
I'll go down then.
All right, you start to just descend into the area.
Yeah.
It's just
Would I be able to?
yes, it's wooden staircase that goes down, so you would be able to climb down the wooden staircase.
I follow.
All right, so it's just a small wooden staircase that sort of curves off to the side, so that way you can get down into this area. Looks like a root cellar of some sort. You can even see that it looks like there's old plant roots just hanging down from the ceiling that whoever lived here before didn't bother to remove. And you're standing at the entrance, I'll say, at this point. There's a very foul smell coming from here.
What's it smell like?
Smells like decaying burnt flesh.
It's the
Huh.
ghoul. Storm the candle. He got too close.
There's no light in here other than my forehead, right?
We just
No, there's nothing.
He just blew it out before we got there.
So yeah, I look around, see if I can find the source of this smell.
All right. So as you start,
Oh yeah, actually, I removed the smell by my prestidigitation. I don't like that smell, so I will remove it.
All right. So you're just gonna remove it from the area around you. Like, where are you trying to remove it from? Because you can't see the source.
I don't want to smell it.
Okay, so you can just basically remove it from your nose, I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. It's a cantrip, so each turn you could just get rid of it. All right. So as you start looking around, you start. I'll say that you start on this side wall. I can draw this out for you if you wish. Freehand. Sure. So you guys are here in a large room. And I just won't draw things that you can't see. So
Yeah,
this is where the staircase is, where you guys are in the corner. And the staircase goes like this. So you guys are standing on the staircase. So this is the top of the staircase where I don't have the other line. And this is the bottom down here. The bottom is...
where I'm standing.
No, here.
Oh, okay. I'll go to the bottom.
All right,
I'll try to go to the middle of the room to light up the whole area.
Alright, so as you do that, the first thing you see, so the way that you were walking, so yeah, you would have had to have come here and then go there.
Yeah.
So as you're walking that way, you can see this part of the wall, I'll have to ping it, this part of the wall, and actually I'm going to screen share since I'm not showing you anything you can't see anyway. So I'm just
I should see everything from here.
Yeah, I'm just going to screen share. Since I'm just showing you things that you can see. So, there you go. So, right here where my mouse is,
Yeah.
I'm going to draw. There is a shelf with a bunch of preserved things, like random things that you wouldn't think that somebody should be trying to preserve, like eyeballs and teeth and tongues and all kinds of weird, strange things. They look like animal things, not people things. Perhaps this person might eat those things, you're not sure. But the biggest thing, actually there's another shelf over here that has more mundane things like jam and beets and those sorts of things. But in this corner over here is just a pile of humanoid bodies. A huge pile of them.
Huh.
There's like 10, 15 people there.
They're all dead.
Yeah, they all have visible wounds and flies coming off of them.
I found the missing people. I tell to the Montes. What should we do with them?
Technically, from that angle, the mantis wouldn't be able to see everything that's there. So you would have to move in a little bit more. There you go. Now you can see it. And you do recognize some of these people as villagers of the area. You're not unhappy to see some of them go, but some of the other ones, they weren't mean to you, so... but some of them were mean.
I cast Preditation to get rid of the smell permanently from the corpses.
Alright, that's fair. So it's no longer stinky. And the flies, when you do that, the flies seem to react a bit strangely, as if their sensory... they don't seem to sense that these are rotting meat anymore, so they seem to be disregarding it now. Seems like they were attracted by the smell of it. And when you removed it, then they don't seem to be interested in it anymore. So yeah, some of these people in the village, some of them were mean to you just because of what you were. Some of them were like not mean or not nice, that sort of thing, but they're all in a big huge pile dead here.
Should we head back? We found what we were looking for.
Are there guards there too?
Yes, some of them are the guards that Your village didn't have many guards. It only had like 4 or 5, and they're all piled there as well. Their armor is missing, however.
I was gonna ask. Is there armor anywhere in the room we can see that we haven't really looked at?
Nope, not just visibly apparent. You might be able to investigate to find something.
Investigation. Yeah.
All right, so I'll say that you ended up over here on this side of the room, and there seems to be something odd about the way the dirt is packed on that side of the wall.
Okay. So, Creo,
Yes.
you ready to go dig?
Why? Are we burying them?
Not really. There's a thing in the area.
Basically, the dirt seems like someone picked up dirt and packed it on the wall. So you can see like handprints and that sort of thing.
Okay, so I point out what I see to Creo.
Is there any shovel in this room?
You don't see a shovel in this little cellar area, but up in the other area there was a shovel. That seemed like it was also caked in blood for some reason.
I will come back. I go upstairs to get the shovel.
Alright, so I'm gonna say you get to here. You're on the corner part of the stairs. As you hear the door that you guys came in lock and shut. You hear someone fiddling with keys and then it locks.
I think the ghoul came home.
Party's over.
You can still go up into the upper room because the trap doors are still open, but it seems like they locked the entrance to the building.
I go for the shovel.
Okay.
All right. So you can still go up into the upper area and you go towards the shovel. There is a couple windows that face the front that you can look through if you want to. See if you can see whatever locked the door.
Yeah, sure, I'm curious enough. I try to, let's be stealthy about it, somewhat. Even though I just shouted downstairs.
Alright. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. So you sort of peek out the window, and you see something shuffling away. It's big. Imagine like your regular sized people, and then you're standing next to Andre the Giant sort of thing. That's how big this thing is, and it seems to be shuffling away. It has keys in its hand, and it's kind of dark and shadowed.
Well, would I know what that is, or would I think that's a ghoul?
You can try to identify it.
Arcana, history, investigation, nature.
I'll say nature would be.
They're all 0, but.
Alright, this is definitely a humanoid of some sort, but you didn't get a good enough look at it to see. You have a feeling that ghouls would be more skinny and white and pale looking. So this thing has like long hair, kind of like it looks almost like Hagrid from Harry Potter. It sort of looks like that, and he's walking away.
Then I feel safe if Hagrid is there. I'll go back downstairs.
All right. Well, he just locked the hut and walked away.
I tell the Mantis when I get downstairs. I found a big bearded man. He locked the door and he left.
Santa?
No, he had a brown beard. I think
Gandalf?
Santa has white. Well, Gandalf has white beard.
Oh yeah, now he does.
I read the book.
All right, so you got the shovel.
Okay.
I start
wanna-
digging wherever you want me to, unless you want to do something.
Do you want to ambush him and find out why the body parts are here? Because
He already left.
Oh, he left.
Yeah. He was just leaving when he locked the door.
Okay. Yeah, I guess dig. Would my character be able to have heard that he came in and then he left?
Yeah, you would have heard the noise.
Okay.
You would have heard the noise of the door locking, but
Okay. I was assuming I couldn't distinguish it very well. Okay. Yeah, let's dig. I point to where the compacted dirt was and everything else.
all right. So in the northern part of the room, there is it looks like somebody packed the dirt with their hands. So you can use the shovel on it if you want.
Yeah.
What should I roll to use the shovel or nothing?
I'll say that you just use it because it's not that arduous, and you're just gonna keep trying until you get it anyway.
Yeah.
So, the the compacted area opens. Let's see. Just gonna draw. And okay, let's go up. It opens into an upward cavern. And there was like a little piece of wood that you accidentally broke with the shovel that was covering it as well, and it just opens into a cavern here. So the dirt was packed on top of a piece of wood, which when you use the shovel, it just broke the wood. Seems like it was rotten. So there's just a little cavern in there.
So what do you suggest we do?
Is this a natural cavern or is it man-made?
It looks
or artificial?
it looks like the same type of like digging out sort of thing that this cellar is. So
Okay.
it looks like somebody was digging through dirt to get to wherever this tunnel leads.
Why don't you cast light on the shovel and let's keep going?
Sure.
Alright, so you got a glowing shovel. So you guys are just gonna go down this tunnel?
Sure.
I don't bring the shovel though. I used it
It's up to you,
already.
it's up to you. You can just cast light on something else as you go if you want to.
Yeah, I'll just cast light on something else.
Alright. So you continue down this dirt tunnel. You get about 15 feet. And I'm going to need you both to make wisdom saving throws at disadvantage. Alright. So, you hear coming from in the walls of the cavern. And you both sort of instinctually cover wherever your hearing senses come from. And you both fall down for a moment, and your vision goes black for a minute. For exactly 1 minute.
So
during that minute,
our vision is
I'll let
black.
you guys react.
Oh, okay. So our vision is black, but we're only blinded. We're under no
Yeah,
other
you're only
condition.
blinded at the moment. You're only blinded. And you can hear this noise, and it's kind of reverberating.
Okay.
Have you heard that noise before?
Question mark. Have I heard that noise before?
No, this noise is completely foreign to both of you.
Okay. No, it's never.
Who is there? I ask.
You just continue to hear this. You don't hear anybody respond.
Well, I don't see anything, so I would prefer we go back.
Okay. Go back.
All right. So
Can you
as you
just-
guys start to meander back, your vision returns, and you are standing not in that room anymore. You are
What?
standing. Let me see. Oh, shape. I should be able to do this. Try to do this. No, it's not what I wanted. There. There we go. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, I think that's 70 by 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. Okay, so one more.
65, 45.
It stopped for some reason. It was supposed to be 70 by 70.
Oh yeah, it's technically 70 because half the square back and forward. I do it this way, so it's 70, 50.
60, 70. There we go. So, I don't know if I can erase things.
You can, but it's sometimes hard to find the right one.
Alright, there we go. There we go. You guys are on the southern wall. Here, in the middle of the room. And as you were turning to go back the way that you came, your hands go onto this wall, which is a marble wall. You are now in a marble room.
Okay.
The walls are made of marble, and there's torches everywhere. So you can see the entire room, and there's sconces in the middle of the room. So that way you can see. Let's see. Technically, each sconce would be at where the radius of the torches wouldn't be able to reach. So that way you can
If
see
I see the torches, I immediately go to extinguish them.
Alright, you can try to do that. How are you going to do that?
First off, I'll just try to use a ray of frost on one of them, because it's just a torch.
Alright, you hit the torch, but the fire doesn't go out. As a matter of fact, actually, the fire turns blue as soon as you hit it with the frost. And all of the torches and everything, if you try to hit those as well, same thing happens. All the torches and sconces.
I will use my prestidigitation, yeah, that's a better idea, to instantly light or snuff out a candle, torch, or small campfire.
Alright, and you use your prestidigitation to do that. It goes out for a second, and then it comes back.
Can you, like, use your hands to shove up those torches?
I go to one of the torches and I'm bad at it.
You try to hit like a torch off the wall or something, and it doesn't move. It's like you're hitting a piece of metal that's just immovable, like a metal wall almost. It's just like sort of thing. It doesn't move or dent.
All right, Arcana. What sorcery is this?
They're magical fires that are continually made to produce. The sconces are non-magical. They appear, at least.
Okay. I tell that to Creo. Blah blah blah. So obviously it's magic fire, but the sconces, they seem pretty standard.
They seem like they're pretty sturdy, based on the fact that you hit them and nothing dented or anything. So, but they don't have like the telltale magical runes on them that tell you that they're magic.
I also relay that information. What do you think?
I just stand at the entrance.
Alright, so you're standing here. I'll just move your character down to the room.
Okay.
So you're in the room.
Mhm.
And, yeah, you're in this marble room. Sconces and torches everywhere.
What do you want to do? You're the magic user.
I say we hurry up. I don't like this place.
Neither do I. Want to go back and leave?
Yeah.
Okay, we try to leave.
That wall that you guys are standing at, as far as you know, is where you came from.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's now a marble wall, whereas before it was a broken piece of rotted wood.
Mhm.
Can you break through?
I attempt to break through.
Alright. You use your scythe hands, and you hit the marble wall. It doesn't even dent, like the sconces.
No. No. Want to try the other?
Yeah, you guys are pretty far away from the other side of the room. You haven't even seen anything on the other side of the room.
The fire. When I touched it, did anything happen to it? Did I get burned?
If you put your thing in the fire.
Mhm.
Okay, so you put your thing in the fire. 2 damage.
Damn. Okay.
And one of them is burning blue because he tried to do it to it.
So yeah, I'm just standing at the entrance. I'll cast light on one of your blades, but
Okay.
Alright, so do you wish to examine anything else in the room?
Yeah. I'll go to the wall, and I'll go clockwise, and I'll start tapping on both the wall and the floor.
Alright, so you're going around the entire room?
Until I could find something different. Yeah.
Alright, so on. Get out of here. On. Where's my draw? Here it is. On this side of the room, the very northern part in the middle. You guys were too far away to see this.
Okay.
And there was fire in your way. So, on that side of the room, there are. Whoops. I drew that really messed up, but that's supposed to be 2 doors. And they're
Okay.
big metallic doors.
Are they metal coated or plated?
They seem to be like molten metal was poured into a mold and made this door. So it's made of pure metal.
Sounds like a good time. I'm gonna finish tapping around the room to verify that there's nothing else.
Yeah, it's just pure marble walls.
Okay. Hey, Creo Priestess. I don't know what your name is.
Did you find anything?
Doors.
Yeah, you currently can't see over there because there's fire in the way and it's smoke and stuff obscuring your vision. So the doors you can't see from where you're standing.
I try to put out the fire.
All right, you try again. How do you do it?
Actually, yeah, how big is this room?
It's 70 by 70, and there are strategically placed fire
Yeah, I can cover this entire room, so I will use Sleet Storm.
All right. So as you do that, the entire room, all the fires turn blue.
It didn't work.
I know.
Can you open the door?
Probably. I haven't tried it.
You don't see any handles on the door.
I skitter over to the door and I try to push it.
It doesn't budge. It seems like when you push on it, it seems like you're pushing it the right way, but it seems like there's maybe like metal things that are holding it in place.
Okay, so it's not a pocket door.
You can push it open, but it seems like there's metal rivets or something inside the door that are preventing it from opening.
Oh. Okay, so I tell Creo, hey broski, this is probably a puzzle. And
this is what?
This is probably a puzzle. So we need to figure this out. Go to what I assume to be the center of the room. I cross my legs, sit down, I pull out my harmonica and start playing it.
Alright, the music fills the room.
Different.
I think you have to make a deck save, actually.
Is the sleet storm still happening?
Yeah.
How long does that happen for?
For 1 minute.
Oh.
I waited until
you could have waited. You could have waited a minute.
Yeah, I'm waiting until it's over, and then I go and I sit down. And I play the harmonica. Oh wait. After the sleet storm is over, do the lights or the fires? Do they still continue to shine blue?
Yeah, they're all blue.
Okay, now I go and play my harmonica.
All right, music fills the room.
Varying scales. Maybe it's a musical puzzle.
It seems like nothing reacts, no matter what you do. And I'll say that takes a minute. Your friend can do something in that minute.
I put my harmonica back when I'm done.
All right. So, Cryo, you got anything?
I will try to get closer to one of the torches close to me, and I will.
Right.
What do I have that I can use? I'll take one of my bolts. I assume they're wooden, right?
Your what? Sorry?
My crossbow bolts. I assume they're wooden.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I hold them over the fire. The blue fire.
You go to put it over. It turns to ice.
Huh.
Like it gets an ice layer around it.
I touch it.
It feels like ice.
It's not as bad as I thought then.
It
I'll
seems
move
like you
towards the
may
middle
have.
of the room.
Yeah, it seems like you may have changed the element of the fire.
I was worried for nothing. So yeah, I'll
Alright.
move to the middle of the room.
Great. You can
There.
walk up to your friend there.
Yeah.
Alright, as that happens, something is going to happen. I forgot to get.
You're on screen, Sheriff. Yeah.
Yeah. Whoops, am I still on screen share?
Yeah.